Hi guys! Welcome sa mga kwento pagkain. This is Chef Morris Danzen. Today, I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes from the Philippines. Back when I was in high school, every time that we're gonna have a break, we're gonna go to our school canteen and we're gonna find a lot of Filipino food. And in that school canteen, I always ordered palabok. But what I really love the most is the flavor that is coming out from its sauce. It's luscious, it's really tasty, punchy, and full of flavors that is really special. And I think that's the secret for a really nice palabok. Mostly in the Philippines, traditionally we use some meat broth as the base of the sauce. We can also use some seafood broth. And living in this beautiful island of Sicily, I am going to use our Mediterranean prawns for the base of our broth. And that's why in this recipe, I'm gonna teach you on how to cook palabok and make it extra special and extra delicious. But at the same time, it's gonna be simple, it's gonna be quick, few ingredients. I'm not gonna talk more. Let's start cooking. First, let's prepare our noodles. We're gonna use this nice and thin noodles. All right, let's heat up one pot, add some water and let it boil. Okay, what we're going to do is we're gonna add our noodles to our water and let it boil for at least 4 to 5 minutes. Actually, sometimes it doesn't matter if you're gonna use some thick noodles or thin noodles. It is your personal preference which one do you like. And to avoid overcooking the noodles, let's drain and wash it into the running water. We have to cool it down before we let it rest. It's still in the cooking process even though we already took out the noodles from our pot. And that's my secret on how they won't stick with each other. Now let's clean our prawns. As you can see, I have this beautiful Mediterranean prawns, really fresh. But the most important thing when you're cooking prawns, you have to clean it very well. Now let's take out the shell and let's separate the meat. Let's take out the heads and put it in another bowl. But the thing is, we have to open our prawns just like this with a normal knife. Let's cut it in the middle and slowly vein our prawns. It's like the stomach of our prawns. You cannot eat this one, so pay attention. Every time you cook prawns, take this one out. We're gonna use the shells to make a really intense broth which will really give a punch to our palabok. Now I'm gonna cut some cloves of garlic, just like that. Just take a look at my hand. Don't rush it, just do it slowly, alright? Onion, to make it easier to mince, so just cut it here on the side, just like that. And now, on top, and start to slice it slowly, just like that. Look at that. So you have perfectly diced onions. So this is what we call sofrito in Italian. It is a aromatic flavor base, onions, celery, and carrots. So this is the foundation of many soup or broth. So I'm gonna take one skillet or one pan. Let's heat it up, only in the medium heat. And I'm going to use olive oil because it's so healthy, it's super healthy. I suggest you to use olive oil rather than using vegetable oil. Let's add our onion, then our garlic, and of course our carrots and celery. So don't forget that we are not frying our sofrito, we're not frying our vegetables. We want to sweat all the vegetables to intensify more their taste, all right? When you see that the onion becomes translucent, that's the time that is ready, right? Can you smell? Wow, the smell is so amazing, really nice. Some bay leaves, put it there. Now it's time to add our prawn shells and our prawn heads. Let's put it there. So let's wait until all the natural juices from the prawns goes to our sofrito. The most tastiest part of the prawns are the head. You never throw the heads and shells of the prawns. You do it like this and do some extra special sauce. I'm going to add our water. Let it simmer for at least 15 to 20 minutes. If it's going dry, try to add more water in it. Let's wait until our prawns are really soft. So after 30 minutes of waiting, now it's time to separate our broth from the shells. Same pan, I'm gonna use some olive oil, 1 clove of garlic. We're only infusing our oil. And later on, we're gonna take out this garlic. Our prawns. Let's caramelize our prawns just here for about a minute each side. Now I'm gonna turn it. Wow, amazing color. I have these string beans. Just take this part on top and the bottom. Just slice it in the small pieces again. Be careful when you're handling your knife. And for the toppings, you can be more creative in that and vary it. Like you can use some seafoods, you can put some spring onions, some smoked fish, you can use garlic, you can use tofu. It's like sky is the limit. Now let's put our broth, our prawns broth. Alright, just let it boil and simmer for a bit. And to make it thicker, even brighter and more delicious, we're going to use Mamacita's Palabok mix. At least if you don't have time and you're so busy to cook our prawn broth, you can just use Mamacita's Palabok mix. It's tasty enough to make a really good sauce, and it makes it simpler for you to cook it anytime you want at home. And we're done with our palabok. Now it's time to plate our dish. Look at that, guys. Look how creamy it is. Look at the color. Wow. And to add more umami taste or umami flavor, I'm gonna add this beautiful wakame seaweed. To add some texture, I'm gonna put almond nuts. This is Chef Morris once again on behalf of mga kwentong pagkain ni Mamacita's. Thank you so much. I will see you again. We're gonna cook more Filipino recipes with innovation and new style, new techniques. Happy cooking, everyone. Goodbye.